Welcome to Create Your Side Grind Income Plan. For those of you joining us for the first time, this is video number 2, part 2, that includes step 5 through step 8. I'm Lenora Johnson of LMJohnson Coaching and the owner of Boss Resumes and Cover Letter Service. I'm also the author of 101 Strategic Job Search Marketing Steps, the helpful checklist guide to all things considered workforce readiness and social media smart. Everything including the book, courses, more information, and other events can be found at both websites that would be also resumes and career life and business coaching services. In video number 1, of Create Your Side Grind Income Plan, you learn in step 1 how to get your side hustle, your side grind. Take those ideas, put them on paper. In step 2, you learned how to select a gig that you love, a side hustle that you love, side grind that you love. And you also learned that you are able to turn it into a long-term paying gig. In step 3, you learned who your dream client is. You also learned motivation, perseverance, brainstorming, journaling, and descriptive scoping of your competition. We will now begin part 2, video number 2 of Create Your Side Grind Income Plan, where we will be going into part 2, steps 5 through 8. Remember, it's a 12 action step planner. It also requires you to continue to, utilize your brain work, the brainstorming that we did in the first part. We're in the middle of the course, and you already know you're going to keep that momentum going, that you're creative, that you're an individual, that you're unique, and your customer is unique as well. So we're going to take that momentum. We're going to run towards the finish line to get that business online. So get your paper and paper ready. Take out the cell phones. You're going to take those notes. You're going to continue to dream big, and we're going to continue to take those steps towards your launch. Remember, the 12 steps are broken up into 3 parts, so you can take some time to go over where each step is and on which video it will be. Remember, this is a 3-part course. It is also a self-paced course, and so you can stop and go as you like, research when you want, and take the breaks that are necessary to complete exercises. We already know what we learned, and that is to get the 12 steps completed, to start the business, and continue that going forward. Now we're coming up to step 5 of Create Your Side Grind Income Plan, and we're going to try to figure out what it is that our competitors are offering. You're going to review your competitors' best offers. How do we do that? You're going to think about designing your own packages, and we know that it can be a struggle when you're first starting out. So we're going to get over that hump. You're going to keep an eye on what others are doing, and we're going to tweak their ideas to match your unique brand. So going back to your competitors list, analyze their service packages and start to fine-tune your own offerings, your own packages and services. If you want to research price, go ahead online, find out what the freelancers are doing, what the other firms are doing, and don't worry about the pricing just yet. We rather start the conversation first and then go ahead and attempt to convince your clients of the value of your services. So instead of posting prices right now. We'll do that later. So right now it's up to you if you want to make sure that this marketing phone call that you inquire about the prices to your competitors, if they will work for you. So ask a friend to help you out, or you can do it and be incognito, and you don't have to let them know that you're starting your own business and you want to know what they're doing. You don't have to verbalize that. So also, you're going to go ahead and you're going to pay attention to what your competitions or your competitors say. What are they selling? One person or one company might say that they sell, friendly service if they're an airline, and the other one might say that they sell you getting you on time to your destination. Like Walmart, they sell bargains while, Neiman Marcus sells luxury. So get that visual in your head. Walmart sells bargains, Neiman Marcus sells luxury. They both sell what? Clothing. When we are analyzing the offers, you have to keep in mind that you are not just selling a service, you are selling a solution to a problem. You're satisfying a need. You're satisfying a customer's, it might be their wants. It can be an impulse buy. It can be something they heard about and they want to get in on it. It's definitely oftentimes something that they need. Once it's of quality to their life, then it will be something that they can't do without. It will be something that they need, be it a service or a physical, tangible product. So in this exercise, you're going to design your package, the product or service. You're going to think about your presentation. You're going to tweak the competitors' ideas, analyze the competitors list that you had earlier on in the course, fine-tune your products and services, including your price. You're going to call and ask your competitor about the prices, and remember that you are solving a problem. In exercise on page 11 of the worksheet, you're going to analyze your offers. You'll see the grid where it's stating in each column competitor, package featuring prices, what emotional needs are they selling, what can you offer that customer. If you had the same customer, what can you offer them? So differently from what the competitor is offering. And you're going to complete this exercise. You're going to think about what you're putting on paper. You're now beginning to create how you're going to present your product or service to the marketplace. All right, see you then. Now, we're going to get into analyzing all of your offerings, what you're offering to the marketplace, the buyer that goes to the marketplace. What are you offering them? Your competitors are offering packaging and pricing and satisfying the emotional need. What are you offering? What can you do best? So want to give you an idea of what marketing is the study and management of the exchange of relationships. So if you're, whether it's with cash, credit cards, bargaining, agreement, contract, you are exchanging something for something in return, whether it's free, again, currency, barter, trade. That's what marketing is. It's also the business process of creating relationships with a satisfying customers. You're satisfying your customer. So that is what marketing is. You also will have to learn what your competitive advantage is, and we'll talk about that later on down the line, and I believe in the next, in the next slide, the marketing mix. The marketing mix is the process of a combination of factors. Remember, we went over the demographics of your dream client, where there is the age, the gender, socioeconomic, education, whether they have children, married, single, divorced, pets, vehicles, homes, renters. That determines how or who your target is. And then you begin, once you figure out that target, who that dream client is, you take the marketing mix and begin to create your packaging. You begin to mold it. You begin to take that, your target market as the center, as you see here in the clip, and then you begin to focus on the product, how you are presented, what the price is, where you were presented in a marketplace, online, the place, the promotion, what you'll be offering as far as discounts, coupons, free, half off, percentage off. The 4 P's determine the marketing mix of your offerings. And so it's a lot. There are other factors, but the main four are the 4 P's that you see here on the slide. There are other factors like physical environment, which is can fall under place, but physical environment can be the weather. It can be if you live in a cold weather versus a sunny weather. Would you sell, snow tires to someone who lives in Florida? I think not. So you're now getting an idea of how, as a business owner, you begin to determine your pricing for the goods that you are trying to sell. So I want you to focus on the 2 exercises that you just received. You're going to take the time to think about pricing and put things into perspective about how you're going to present your services and products to your customers. Talk to you soon. How'd you do? And we know that coming up with pricing and determining your marketing mix, your target audience, we already know that coming up with those things take time. And because we're working on an online business, you've been online, so you kind of have an idea of where you want to go and who you want to market to. So things have probably become much easier for you because you're constantly on Instagram, constantly on Facebook, constantly online. That smartphone is just sliding to the left and sliding to the right. So I want to ask you, with the exercise that you just did, are your competitors doing all they can to satisfy the customers? What can you come up with that would be better than what your competitors are offering, what they're doing? Can you appeal to the customer consistently? Can you innovate? Can you keep them coming back to you and giving referrals and, just overall making sure that they patronize your business? And this right here is important. Are you able to wow the customer with what you're offering? Does your customer or your competitor, does your competitor wow your customers or the customers? I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm reading and I'm reading ahead but does your competitor wow the customer? If they do not, that's when you come in and you fill in the gaps of creating a better product, a better service, more appeal, more wow to what you're offering. and it can be done. We already know and we see it online day by day that there are people online, influencers that are able to get in, come up with ideas that they probably would not have been allowed to even present. You probably couldn't even get past security or the receptionist area or the downtown foyer to present a record album, to present your hair ideas, to present your fashion line, to present your company. You know, you never, the opportunities are now being open. So you also have the ability to see what it is that the competitor is offering without even stepping out of your door. You can be in your car in a waiting in a doctor's office and you see what your competitors or what people are offering and how you can make it better. So I'm going to give you time to continue that project of creating your marketing mix and coming up with offering your customers something to be about, to to actually just make sure. I mean, you're just trying to win them over, and that's the process of step 5. See you then. Welcome to step 6 of create your side grind income plan. And in step 6, we will be going over what is your competitive advantage. And to explain what competitive advantage is, it's also utilized in business marketing, and I make strong emphasis on it when coaching a job seeker. And competitive advantage is a condition or circumstance that puts a company or a job seeker, and I added the job seeker, in a favorable or superior business position. Is is what it is about you and how you present the product and service that you offer that also has this great value and benefit to the customer. Now, the competitive advantage can be uh, the color, it can be quantity, it can be the types of ads that you direct to the customer, it can be how you're able to get that customer to purchase from you. And then we kind of go into the unique selling proposition, which is a technique that's used to get a customer to switch to your brand of products and services. And usually it's with a catchphrase like, you know, we do burgers better, or we sell more value, we sell more value for less. You know, if you could think of a lot of the catchy phrases, I would rather shop at someone who's giving me top brands and value and less of a price. And so I may be more geared towards directing my, my pocketbook to someone that offers that advantage for me. It's an advantage for me to have the brands that I want and to pay at a lesser price. So in step 6, get to know your unique selling proposition, and you want to know what sets you apart from your competitors. Are you able to fill gaps uniquely um, with what you offer? When someone does a Google search for your skills, think about it. Google me. What will make them click on your search engine listing instead of someone else's? I mean, you knowing your unique selling proposition and then understanding your dream clients' buying habits, why they buy, what they buy, when they buy. They also often go hand in hand. So allowing you to really fine tune your market message, you're going to attract more customers, more prospects, more paying customers, more returning customers, and more referrals. So it's time. You're going to go ahead and dig deep again so that you're able to describe what it is that makes you unique, makes your service unique, what makes your product unique. So this is a bit of self-reflection. It's often difficult, but it's well worth the time it takes to put into finding out who you are uniquely, what's going to attract your dream clients to you. And in exercise of step 6, you will be adding elements that are uniquely you. Page 13 of the worksheet, you'll see that the begin identifying your unique selling point. How will you do that? You're going to list the features and benefits of your services. You're going to answer how are you different from the competition? What emotional needs are you addressing with your services? What about your services? Can you not be intimidated by competitors? What do your clients really want? What motivates your clients to make a purchase? You're going to focus on all of the adjectives that answers the questions that I just stated. And then you're going to think about catchphrases that answer the client's questions of what's in it for me? How will I benefit from using your product or service? But you're going to add a catchphrase to it, like it's your value proposition, but it also is definitely like an elevator pitch for a job seeker. So you're going to begin this exercise, step 6, and brainstorm some more. You're going to journal, and I will get back to you in a moment. Okay, I know it took you some time to accomplish that last step, but that's okay because it's a self-paced course. You're able to stop and go as you please. You able to go back to different points within the course or the webinar, and just it's okay to relax. It's okay to come up with these ideas at your pace, but we also want to make sure that the steps continue forward. So I wanted to know, how do you do? Have you noticed that the exercise pulls all the positive things about you and your products or services out from within you? How do you feel about your value? Are you offering value? Are you offering the best that your hidden talents can offer? Those hidden talents and ideas that are in your brain that you took from paper, from the brain to paper to the vision, and now you are actively taking steps to open that online business. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about the value? How do you feel about the value you created and gave to your products and services? Do you have a better vision? How do you see things? How are you from before you took the course to now? How are you seeing your vision? How are you seeing things? I'm sure you're in a positive light right now. You should be. Do you see your ideas taking flight? You should also see that too. So I'm going to go ahead, give you a little more time to work. You're going to get prepared to move forward to step 7 of the Create Your Side Hustle Income Plan in a Weekend. and I'll see you then. Hi, welcome back. We're on step 7 of create your side grind income. And I wanted to let you know that your ideas are beautiful. They're simply beautiful, darling. And I say that because when you start out with this plan, you believe that no one is gonna like it. They're not gonna believe in you. They're not gonna, that they try to make you abandon those dreams and believe that no one is gonna buy from you or like what you're selling. We're moving past that. We're not gonna even focus on anything negative because have already found out that you are unique and your customers are unique and that you can design brilliant branding for your customer. And we're going to do that now because you've gotten over the steps of creating that marketing mix and you scoped out the competitors. So some people, they believe that their brand and they know it that their company's personality or the image is harder to fulfill, that the colors are complex to choose. Your branding is a combination of your company's mission, your values, your attitude, your messaging, and your style. So while determining your brand elements, you're going to also look at, from your client's perspective, how you perceive your brand and how they perceive it. Do they match? Your perception and your dream client's perception, do they see that as a dazzling brand, a wow brand for them? In this step, you'll explore the emotions, words, and phrases, and color and design elements that make you, you. Remember, your brand is you. So a brand board is a snapshot of your brand, which you can reference when writing a blog post or sharing with your web designer when it's time for a complete a website overall. You're going to need a infographic or social media graphics, and I'm going to allow you to refer to what we call a brand board. So consistent branding across all of your platforms should be a concern of yours right now, and the ability to show a level of professionalism. So everything is going to be cohesive, like your website, your advertising, the package, with the content in your blogs, your postings to Facebook and Instagram, overall advertising and marketing. It's going to be you and your brand, and you want it to stand out and be memorable to your followers. So we are going to move forward to create your brand board exercise, which is on page 15 of the worksheet. So I'm going to give you a little time to review it, and I'll be back with you. One moment. We're also on step 6 of the course here, and step 6 is your brilliant. So we're going to focus on how to create your brand board. It includes resources and tools and how to choose how you build your board. You're going to choose fonts. You're going to stick to 2 fonts and not have, it begins to look messy and unprofessional and kind of juvenile to have more than 2 fonts on any content or graphics or web designs that you have designed for you. So you're going to also choose your textures and patterns, photographs. You're going to add a logo to your board. You're going to make revisions to your board. And you're also going to begin to, if you need, hire a graphic designer. You can find them all over the internet. I've also included with the course back at the website a graphic designer who creates logos, do all of your branding for your business, whether it's online or offline. They created my logos for me. And here are actually, they created the boss resumes and cover letter uh, logo here. I created the rest of them, including the other ones for my business. And if you take a look here, I came up with my unique selling proposition, which was writing services for the professional that leave the strategy to us. And my elevator pitches, I strategically place you on paper. LMJ coaching, my value proposition or the elevator pitch is your issues, my strategy, your success. LMJ call support services, the elevator pitch is I provide knowledgeable and friendly call center representatives to answer inbound customer service and tech calls. You too can create logos, have someone work with you to help design them. However you proceed forward, you need a logo. So I'm going to allow you to go ahead and continue to work on this particular step so you can get your logo up and running, designed and created. See you then. Okay, welcome back. How did you do? I want you to think about how you were able to take the board tools and resources and make them work for you like a vision board. It's giving you clarity. You're working and you're creating and you're designing those ideas and taking them head strong, forcefully, with design and creativity to create a final product. I wanted to ask, did you start this webinar with your own resources ready to go? Or did you learn something new within the webinar? Do you have your business name and logo ready? I know I did. Before I even incorporated, I had my business name. I knew what I wanted. What, 6-7 months prior to, and that does, just because you don't have the money to make things, put them into stride, it's okay to work towards things when you're able to. But that doesn't mean that you stop putting your ideas on paper. It doesn't mean that you stop putting the action or journaling or brainstorming into play. How long have you had the idea that you had? When did you first start to work towards your business goals? Because right now you are an entrepreneur starting up a business, whether it's for the first time or not. It's okay. You're going to be able to do it. You can do it. You're almost there. Okay, see you then. Okay, welcome back. We're on the last step of part 2, step 8 of create your side grind income plan. And I wanted to know, are you ready to build? Hi, welcome back. We are on step 8 of build your infrastructure and learning to get that that vision into play and begin to work on creating your virtual store online. So let's go and we're going to get down to business. And we're going to get to learn how to greet new clients or customers. So just as in the olden days of receiving catalogs in the mail, I know some of you don't know what that is, never saw it, never heard of it. Well, let's say a colorful, thick catalog, thin catalog of clothing, whatever someone is selling. Doesn't matter what it is, but that's some of the forms of uh, advertisement that a lot of companies or businesses use to sell their goods and services. So you're going to focus on your dream client, and because they would want to browse to see what it is that you're selling, what it is that you're offering. So your website, it has to be the first impression that people will see about your business. And you need to take your time and make sure that it's a good one. And first up, we have to obtain a domain and hosting account. So without these two things, you won't have a working website. So tips for choosing a domain name. The standard rule is to stick with .com domains, simply because that's what people are used to putting into the search bar. When you type in, you're only going to see .com as the number one, almost the number one domain address that's used. So if you choose another domain extension, such as .net, .me, or .club, be prepared to work a little bit harder to market so that people remember that that extension at the end is different. And so we have also tips for choosing a hosting company. So your hosting is vitally important because it's quite simple. If you don't have a reliable web host, you run the risk of website being down and people thinking you're out of business. So always ask about the percentage of downtime and also evaluate their customer service. If it takes hours to receive an automated message during normal business hours, what happens when you have an emergency? Possibly on a weekend. You will not want to wait for a response if you're having a legitimate problem. So you're going to make sure that you're selecting a domain and hosting company, a hosting company that is going to have value in the services and products that they offer as well. You don't want a website that's constantly down. So in our next exercise, you're going to brainstorm and you're going to document and you're going to learn how to buy a domain and order hosting. So you're going to choose a domain registrar. Some are like GoDaddy, Namecheap, Bluehost, to name a few. I have no recommendation for any. And it's very important that you do not buy your hosting from the same company that you buy your domain name from. It's just for an important FYI. So decide if you want privacy protection for your domain. I recommend it. You don't want people sending you, things in the mail, targeting you because you own a specific company and it's visible. So the privacy, you can protect the privacy of your ownership of your domain by purchasing privacy protection. Choose the length of time you want to purchase the domain for. You can purchase it on a monthly basis, 3 months, 6 months, however long that hosting company offers it, and then you would select that time. You're also going to decide if you want to auto renew. I would recommend it because you'll forget that you don't have, that the payment is coming up and then that domain will go down and you risk the possibility of losing that content and that domain. So take note of when your domain will expire as well. You're going to brainstorm domain ideas. If your exact business name is not available, consider using initials or shortened version or a different extension. You're going to find a hosting company. Now, the hosting company could be something like Reliable Webs. GoDaddy is a hosting company. 2, you're going to always remember customer reviews before signing up with a hosting company. Although we know that we're living in a time where people put reviews on a company and it's not so. It's just they got pissed off that day, they got angry, and they want to ruin the customer's business. I mean, that business's customers' relationships, determined to have them, stop making money. People are out there that are living that type of life behind the back of a computer to intentionally take people down. So you're going to be aware of that. You're going to ask them about their percentage of downtime, their pricing, how responsive is their customer service. You're going to also ask them how much bandwidth are you allowed each month, which is very important because you begin to add content and your plan might not hold or support the content that you have for your blogs or your business or your services. So if I near my limit, will you increase automatically or will you shut down the website? So you need to know that. You need to ask those questions. Also ask them, do you assist with installing the website? Because some do, some offer, a cost. Some do it for free. Some create and install for free. I just purchased an installation maintenance package or support package for three, I guess 3 tasks for $79.99. So you may want to look into that. And you also want to know, how do you prevent your servers from being hacked? Hacking is a huge deal. You want to make sure that the hosting company is providing protective services, protective maintenance for the hosting of your content and your business, your company. The next exercise, you're going to install your new website. So you're going to purchase your hosting plan. You're going to jot down the name, the URL, the phone number, and support links for use in case you forget something and in case of an emergency. You're going to log into your control panel, which is called the back end of your website, where all the website files are kept via your hosting company. After this step, you most likely won't need to ever be in the control panel again, but take note of the URL and login credentials in case of an emergency. You're going to follow the instructions for the one-step WordPress installation. And this is for beginners only, because if you are just beginning to learn how to install a website, you're going to take note of the website URL and you're going to and the login credentials so that you can easily update your own website. Sometimes it's going to seem like it's difficult to. It actually isn't. You just need to take your time, retrack what you're doing, write down what you're doing so that you know if you did something, what it is that you did, and you can have someone correct it or you can correct it. There will be different things from the control panel login. So it's going to be 2 different logins, the control panel and also the to your hosting account. If you hire a designer to hand code the HTML, so that's the coding name for your website, you want to find out if they're going to use WordPress or hire your designer or your web host to make this for you. You just have to determine if you will be doing the installation or if you need to hire someone else to do it for you. There is a one-click function, and it's also meant for non-existent websites that still need to be built. So you're going to pay attention to that. You're going to hire a qualified web designer to customize your site. Hire a designer to design your logo and other elements for your site. You're going to start planning your content. marketing and social media strategies. And I'm going to go ahead and allow you to brainstorm, begin to write things down, begin journaling, and let's see what you come up with. See you then. Remember, on step 8, you're going to work on getting your virtual store online. You're going to focus on what you want to stock your store with for your dream clients. How are you going to make the first impression a good impression? You're going to choose the correct domain name, hosting company, and you're going to work on worksheets, pages 17 and 18. Focusing on your resources and tools for the domain and hosting purchase. You're gonna make sure you get a graphic designer to build your website. Protect it. Know who your hosting company is, what type of hosting package you are using to make your site. You're going to make sure that they understand your plan for content, marketing, and social media strategies. You're going to get your logo out of the way, and you're going to focus on the other things like the search engine, your blog, forums, news, the images you use, social media marketing. All of that will tie in and correlate back to the website. It would be an ongoing process of all of these different things to make that website run and also get your services and products in the hands of the dream client that you are targeting. And you give you a little time to continue to focus and get your ideas on paper. And I'll talk to you soon. Now, how'd you do? Did you pick a unique and catchy business name? Did you hire a graphic designer, or did you attempt some things on your own and delegate others out? Do you understand your website control panel? Did you get business cards to match? How did setting up your hosting plan go? Did you focus on the downtime of the companies that you compared pricing and services and benefits and advantage? Do you see the many tasks a business owner must perform to get a business up and running? There are a lot. Are you counting down to prepare a launch? You should be. We're almost there. We have now finished step 8 of part 2. I want you to continue to work towards opening the online business. If you have any questions, do feel free to contact me by email at client@lmjohnsoncoaching.com, and I'll talk to you soon.